How can you guess a dice roll? Hi, welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Okay, I am really excited about this episode because in this episode, we are going to roll lots and lots of dice. Do you like to roll dice? We love playing games with dice at our house. If you can grab a couple of dice right now, this episode is going to be a lot more fun. We're going to do an experiment today. So I'll give you a second. Go see if you can find some dice. Maybe you have a board game lying around that you can grab some of the dice from. Just don't forget where you got the dice from so you can put it back when you're done. But go get the dice and then come right back. I'll wait. Okay, are you back? Do you like to roll a die and guess what the number is going to be? Did you know that there's a way to guess correctly? Well, kind of. Not every time, but you can be right more often than you're not. It's something called probability. Have you ever heard of probability? Probability is a way of guessing what's going to happen. For example, if you roll two dice together and add up the numbers, the sum of those two numbers is most likely to be the number 7. How do I know that? It's probability. I told my kids about it the other day, and they didn't understand how I could possibly know that. How can you just roll two dice and know what the total of the two numbers is going to be most of the time? So we tested it. We rolled two dice 100 times, and each time we wrote down the number that we got. And after 100 rolls, 7 was the most rolled number. Now, I'm not a genius. I can't see the future. I'm just someone who understands probability. Would you like to learn about it today? Probability is a way of measuring how likely something is to happen. See, a regular die, how many sides does a regular die have? Have you ever counted all the sides? It has 6 sides. Each side has a number from 1 to 6, right? That means that every time you roll a die, there are 6 possible outcomes. And each number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, has an equal chance of showing up. If you rolled a die 100 times, you'd expect each number to show up about 1/6 of the time. That's what equal probability means. It means that when you roll a die, could be a 1, could be a 2, could be a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. Could be any of those numbers. There's an equal chance that it'll be any of those numbers. But things get a lot more interesting when you roll 2 dice. That's why I wanted you to get 2 dice. Because if you take 2 dice, roll them, and then add them together, there are a lot more possible outcomes. What is the lowest total number you could roll if you roll 2 dice? That number would be 2, because you could roll a 1 and a 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So 2 is the lowest number you could roll. And what is the highest number you could roll if you rolled 2 6s? 6 plus 6 equals 12. So you could roll as low as a 2 or as high as a 12, or any number in between. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. But here's the thing. Not all of those totals are equally likely. And why is that? Well, let's look at the number 7. How many different ways can you make a 7 with 2 dice? You could roll a 1 and a 6. 1 plus 6 equals 7. A 2 and a 5. 2 plus 5 equals 7. a 3 and a 4, 3 plus 4 equals 7. And then you could do the same combinations in reverse. 6 plus 1, 5 plus 2, 4 plus 3. There's 6 possible ways that you can roll a 7 when you roll 2 dice. But if you wanted to roll a 2, well, there's only one way to do that. You would have to roll 2 1s. So if every side of a die is equally likely, that means 7 just has more paths that lead to it. And the more paths, the higher the chance. That's why 7 happens way more often than any other total. It's the most probable number. Probability shows up in all kinds of things. Weather forecasters use it to tell us the chance of rain. Sports teams use it to make decisions. Even board games rely on it. The more you understand probability, the better you can make smart guesses about what's likely to happen. So I want you to try this. I want you to roll 2 dice 50 times and record each total. You'll notice 7 popping up again and again. 6 and 8 will get rolled a lot, and then 5 and 9 less than that, and then 4 and 10 less than that, and then 3 and 11 less than that, and finally 2 and 12. Probability tells us that this is the order of likelihood that you will roll those numbers. But here's the fun part about it. It's called probability because it's only probably what will happen. If you roll 2 dice 50 times, you might roll a total of 2 more times than you roll a total of 5. Usually there's always 1 or 2 weird outliers, and that's what makes rolling dice so fun. You probably know what's going to happen when you roll 50 times in a row, but you never know for sure. It's still random. Pretty neat how that works. All right, let's have a quick quiz. How many sides does a normal die have? We call it a 6-sided die because it has 6 sides. And what is the lowest total you can roll with 2 6-sided dice? That would be a 2, because you could roll a 1 and a 1. Okay, and what's the highest total you can roll with 2 6-sided dice? That would be 12, a 6 and a 6. What's the total you're most likely to roll thanks to probability? That's a 7. When you roll 2 6-sided dice, the number you're most likely to get when you add them both up is 7. Let's play true or false. True or false? Each number on a single die has an equal chance of being rolled. That is true. True or false? You can roll a 13 with 2 6-sided dice. That is false. The highest is 12. True or false? The number 7 can be made in more ways than any other total. Yep, when rolling 2 6-sided dice, the number 7 can be made in more ways than any other total. That is true. Would you rather always roll a perfect 6 when playing a game, or be able to predict what number you will roll next? I can think of lots of games that would be a lot easier to win if I could predict what number I'm going to roll next. But honestly, it doesn't sound fun to even play a game if I knew I was going to win. So maybe I'll just... I don't know, because I don't always want to roll a 6 in a game. Sometimes you don't need to roll a 6. I guess I'll predict what number I can roll next. I think that at least then I could show off to people and say, hey, look, I can guess what the number is going to be every time. Okay, check this out. What am I? I can be flipped. I only have 2 sides. And you can use me to buy things. What am I? I am a coin. Oh, and that's a fun idea. That's another way you can test probability. You can test it by flipping a coin. So, since a coin only has two sides, if you were to flip a coin 50 times, you'd end up with about 25 times heads and about 25 times tails. Now, will it be exact? Probably not, but it'll be close. That's probability. And now that you understand probability, you are going to be really good at board games. What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And for all the grown-ups listening, don't forget that the Curious Kids Club launches really soon on November 1st. Go to supportcuriouskids.com for more information. And please visit CuriousKidsEveryday.com to get a free printable with activity ideas that don't involve screens. Those are the best kinds of adventures to have. That's CuriousKidsEveryday.com. See you tomorrow.